Hello everyone. Today is actually kind of experimental video that I want to try to record, without any preparation too much. I just want to take some topic, live coding development, a little bit to talk about it, and then actually, to show the live coding. The main topic today is micro-frontends. How we can deal with this, how Nrwl and Nix can help us. Okay, basically Nix gives us a lot of tools to maintain, to manage our repository, our code, but I want to take it to the actually the micro frontend way to see where Nix meets micro frontends, how we can use Nix, how we can utilize Nix, what other things besides the built-in out-of-the-box functionalities that Nrwl have. How we can probably create our own builders and a generator. So let's take a look. Please follow me on Twitter, Medium, my website. If you have any questions, comments, leave comments on the video, put likes. I'm like any other video blogger, like when there is likes on the video, so just put thumbs up, subscribe to the new videos. I will start now making them more often than before. I want to try it this way. So let's start. About me, developer, 20 years, full cycle, public speaker, Bible writer, open source contributor, volunteer, meetup, and this is pictures of my hobbies. Micro-frontend have different ways. Micro-frontend is not the name of the architecture. Micro-frontend is kind of paradigm or concept. There's plenty of possibilities of architecture that we can implement in our project. So depends on the use case that we want to achieve, what our goals, what our objectives, and then, but basically there's main three out there. Micro-frontend as a standalone applications. Basically, when each one of the application can be accessed separately, of course, can be developed separately and everything, but also can be accessed separately. And host application, when you navigate, for example, to dashboard or catalog, okay, the host application will actually go to the remote server. Either it's on cloud, on service, or microservice that serves the static files, or it's CDN, whatever it is, and we'll actually download this main.js file or other JavaScript file that actually entry point into the entire application, and we'll render it in the application. It can be in iframes, it can be with another framework called this single spa. There's also other options, but basically the meaning is when there is actually standalone application, different standalone applications that hosts actually can combine and navigate in between them. Another option is micro-frontend is module federation. Basically what's happened is the Webpack module federation and also White Habit can help you to combine, to wrap your domain, okay, that you want to be served as standalone is micro-frontend. You can wrap it as a web component, and actually, then you need to upload it somewhere. An application will load it as a lazy loading model, like any other lazy loaded model. Our application host will go based on the provided URL and download this file, and in your application you will use it as a regular web component. Web component is NPM packages. It's absolutely the same as module federation, the same packages exactly, but instead of uploading it somewhere on the remote, you can pack it as NPM module, publish it in a public registry on your private registry, and can be consumed by host. Just NPM install this specific as a component and just show as a component. So the difference between, for example, web component and module federation is actually the way the exposed module, the exposed component from dashboard, catalog, shopping cart, how it's come into the client side, how it's come into the host. Okay, it's either through uploading somewhere to the cloud or to the service that will serve it, or actually it will be implemented in the build time, during the development of the host itself. You can just npm install and use it locally, and then just build all together like with any other component or web component that you can use in your application. So let's start with a Nrwl. We will build a video application like Netflix. Okay, let's call it Schmeflix. We will start with a simple command line npx create an X workspace. Okay, that's it. So let's just copy this line. Let's open the terminal and let's see what goes. It asks us some questions. Nrwl will ask a few questions because we're creating a new workspace. It wants to understand a little bit more about what we're going to do, okay, what we're going to use. For example, either we want to start with nothing, the minimum structure without any frameworks, and we can add it, of course, lately, or we know that we're going with React. Sorry, that's how, unfortunately, a terminal on Windows works. Let's start from again. Very clean. Or we want to start with the React application, Angular application, or maybe just only APIs and Node application. So we will go with React. What framework would you like to use together with React? Either it's just React and React DOM, like basic one, or we want to have some server-side rendering or any other framework additional to React, like Next, Expo. So now we will go with the simple one. Is it standalone project? So just one specific project we're going to keep, or it's kind of mono repo that might have multiple projects. I'll go with the mono repo and explain later why, because basically we'll have multiple projects. We will use MicroFrontend. Each MicroFrontend is a separate project. So I'm going like integrated mono repo that will have multiple projects. Application name, Schmeflix. That's what we're going to build. Bundlers, we have White, Webpack, RSpec. To be honest, I have no idea what is RSpec. Webpack is something that common. You can use White. It's a bit faster. Let's start with White. For example, styling. I prefer Sass, and I suggest to everyone to use Sass. Do we want distributed caching? This is a feature that Nrwl provides us. Its ability to cache the buildings, test results, and other things, and do not rebuild it or rerun it, during the CI processes or during the development, webhooks, etc. I will touch and we'll talk about it a little bit later. But yeah, I do want to use it. Now it will install the dependencies. I will interrupt it because I already done it before. And it's located here. Schmeflix. This is my folder. Let's see what do we have here. We have apps, libs, node modules, tools. We have different folders. Let's open it in VS Code. Code. Okay. Let's open it in VS Code and let's see what actually do we have here. Okay. So we have an apps that have already some application in it, default generated. I will delete it because I don't need this actual application. Okay. I won't generate my own, and I will explain later why. And we have libs empty and tools. So basically we have here different options, and we have here empty mono repo with Nrwl pre-installed. Nrwl is a tool that will help us to build, maintain, manage our Schmeflix application. Cool. Before we begin, let's try to generate some. First of all, let's add some modules, or let's add some modules that we will need in our future. npm i nx React should be already here. Basically, if we have already React, we don't need it. So let's try to generate the application. As I said, we want to generate Schmeflix, right? Something like Netflix. Let's not It's not Netflix, okay? I don't want to get some problems with this company. So Schmeflix is a video platform where we can see movies or to get some information about the movies. Let's think about micro-frontends and how we can actually separate this application, split it, because we will have we're gonna be a big, huge company, enterprise level, hundreds of developers, and we want each one of the domains to be developed separately and with independent team with product owner for each one of these teams, for each one of these domains, and everything should play nicely without stepping on each other's toes. So the main thing we have a home page, right? We have a landing page or catalog page. When we open in our application, we have the catalog page. This is the first page that we want. We need the host page itself, okay? We will call it Schmeflix, okay? Or we call it host or main. Let's call it just host, sorry. Let's call it host. Yeah, the naming, it's a huge problem. So we will start with the host. This will be our host application, and one micro-frontend gonna be catalog, and another micro-frontend gonna be search. Okay, the functionality of the search is different domains. One of them is actually all this nice, sleeky scrollers, and another one is actually searching, where we type in and probably some filtering, etc. And it's going to be a different domain. That's what we're gonna generate right now. Okay, so we do nx generate. Okay, we can write generate or just alias g, and we will use React. We can write Angular or JS or Vue.js, for example, okay, or we can create our own. You'll see it later. So right now we want the next generate React, and I want to generate host application, and I will give it name host. As simple as it. Now we already know that we need also to generate remotes. It's gonna be catalog and search. Okay, and search. Enter. Okay, let's do an nx reset. I don't know what's actually happened here, but we will do an nx reset. Okay, and let's do it one more time. Okay, now it's asked us what the type of the styling do we want to use, the CSS, less style component, or whatever. I'm going with the Sass, that's my preferable. It's actually now downloading fashion, running the npm install for the missing packages like Webpack. Now we have also a jest for testing, of course. Now you can see that some files was generated. Okay, and some other packages was installed and installed, and now we good to go. We can see here our host, search, and catalog, and also end-to-end applications that will help us to run end-to-end tests later on. Let's serve it. I want to actually nx serve host. Okay, and let's see what we got. Okay, it says us it's gonna work with the 4200 port, right? It's already defined. Let's click and let's see what we have here. Welcome host, and we have catalog, and we have search application. And by the way, we can access each one of them separately. Okay. Right, you see this is actually we accessing specifically the catalog, meaning we can just serve the catalog standalone and work and develop on the catalog page only without serving and running the all other applications, host and search, etc. Okay, same thing we have with, of course, with the search. Okay, you can see it also here in the DevTools. Let's do reload. Okay, and when we're navigating to the catalog, you can see it goes to remote entry.js file that is downloaded from 4201 port. That can be different domain. In the reality, in the production or staging environment, you can put everything under the same domain, subdomains, or separate by path, just after the domain name, etc. So there's a lot of possibilities how to deliver it, how to publish it. But in our case, we want to be able to release and deploy each one of them separately. Okay. Now, by the way, I forgot just another micro-frontend that I want to develop separately. It's settings. The entire domain of the settings configuration profile, subscriptions and other things is kind of separate domain that also can have its own, team, dedicated team, and the product owner, etc. And let's add it to our existing application. Let's create a new micro-frontend. Okay. So all I need to do is actually ask Nrwl nx, please generate React. I can use Angular, Vue.js, or anything like this, but let's go with React. But now let's generate remote. Let's name it settings. And our host, of course, we have to set the host name is host. Okay, just to understand that this remote is related to host application that called host. Of this. Let's generate it. And let's see what we got. We'll ask some questions, the same questions, of course. SAS generated. Cool. The only one thing that I need to do right now actually is to go to the settings application, to the project file. Okay, there is the project file that actually, the project file basically the same in all applications, less or more. They have the configuration that says, first of all, the executor. In this case, the executor would be Webpack for some reason. Webpack config, okay, and other things. I need to add here port, okay. By default, it will set port 4200. There is a bug. It should actually go and look the other ports and put something, that not yet used in other applications, and 4200 used in host. 4201 in search, 4202 in catalog. So in settings, let's set 4203, and we will be okay. Now let's serve host one more time. Nx serve host. Okay, and let's see what we got. Okay, listen and port, generated, called. Okay, and we have now settings also. Settings, catalog, search, 3 different applications. We can see it here. They are all up and running, host up and running, and our micro-frontend applications also up and running. Great. We have micro-frontend applications. Cool. What else? So now you can see our application is up and running with all 4 micro-frontends, host micro-frontend. And we know actually how we can add new micro-frontend into the existing application. In the next video, we will deal with the code generators and creating our own code generator that we want to build. Let's say we want to build micro-frontend with our own boilerplate with a different framework, for example. We will take lead web components as a framework, something that Nrwl don't have any package for, and we will create our own microfrontend that will actually be then integrated into the host application, probably, or not. We'll see if it will succeed. Likes, subscribe, comments, and the link to the repository will be on the description, of course. Thank you very much, and see you in the few days.